Just how different can 3 cubic inches be? Today we're taking a look at two muscle car icons, a 1970 Dodge Challenger RT 426 Hemi Convertible and a 1969 Ford Mustang BOSS 429. We've shown each of these cars individually on a previous episode of Muscle Car of the Week, but we chose to look at them again together this time to see how these two very different cars both rose to the top of the muscle car ladder. While these two halo muscle cars from the brothers collection are vastly different on the outside, the engines are surprisingly similar. They both have a hemispherical style cylinder head, and they're only 3 cubic inches apart. The Challenger RT was marketed towards the upscale personal luxury crowd, even with the 426 Hemi engine under the hood. Challengers are comfortable and feature-rich, looking to edge out the Mercury Cougar in the marketplace. The Mustang BOSS 429 was an entirely different animal, developed as the street-going carrier of the NASCAR-bound BOSS 429 V8 engine. It was a big project, as the giant BOSS 9 engine didn't fit in the stock Mustang's engine bay, so Ford worked with a contractor called Kar Kraft in Dearborn, Michigan, to make the necessary modifications to accommodate the big 429. Redesigned front sheet metal was needed to move the shock towers outboard so the Kar Kraft team could install the engines. Every extra inch was needed, so the battery was moved to the back of the car, which also helped shed some weight off the nose. The front suspension was tuned up with different springs and a stiffer sway bar to manage the additional weight, power, and performance of this specially built Mustang. On the other hand, the Challenger's engine bay was designed to accommodate the 426 Hemi-headed V8 from the very beginning. The car was a fresh design for 1970, and one of the goals was to be able to fit any of the Chrysler engines under the hood, from the long slant 6 up to the 440, and the 426 Hemi was the widest of the bunch by far. The Challenger is 4.4 inches wider than the Mustang, but even so, the Hemi is still a tight fit. The 426 Hemi is another engine that had to be sold to the public to remain legal in NASCAR racing. So here's a little something. Both of these engines were developed for NASCAR racing, but neither one of these cars ever raced in the series. On the racetrack, the 426 Hemi powered Dodge Daytonas, and the BOSS 429 powered Ford Torino Talladegas. Driving these two cars is a very different experience, with the cushy Challenger winning on a comfort and ease of operation standpoint. That wider body means more room inside, and amenities like power steering, power brakes, torque flight automatic transmission, AM radio, and a full gauge package in the dash make it an easy driving ride. The BOSS 429 is far more high performance and feel, with manual steering, a 4-speed manual transmission, but it did have power brakes and the AM radio also. The suspension is stiffer on the BOSS, and we believe it was also the very first Mustang to receive a factory-installed rear sway bar. And while the 426 Hemi was rated at 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque, the high-revving BOSS 429 was only given a 375 horsepower rating, and most considered that a lowball. Both engines had huge valves and free-flowing combustion chambers that really liked high RPM usage, and both are easily modified to significantly raise their power output. These cars are at the pinnacle of muscle cars for all the right reasons. High power, low production totals, with 857 69 BOSS 429s built and only 12 70 Hemi Challenger convertibles. But they're also valued because they're just really cool cars. And while they really don't compare from a function or market standpoint, we thought it'd be fun to share two of the most drooled over cars from the brothers collection in one special episode. While nobody could have predicted the astonishing values these cars would attain decades on, we have no doubt that people recognize them both as very special cars when they were new. Which one's your favorite? Share your thoughts with us, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss a cool car from the brothers collection on Muscle Car of the Week.